Welcome everyone for today's reading. My name is Sonnie, and the theme of today's reading came to me during one of my latest sessions of Personal Readings 101, and my client really wanted to know who they are really, because lately they started to experience increase in their spiritual and psychological development, so they were really interested in, am I doing it right? What I can do better. And overall, during this reading, we learned about their strengths and weaknesses. And my client said that it helped them actually to realize what they're doing right and wrong. They even started to think how they can use their weak sides for the better. And it was so inspiring for me. This is why I decided to make a collective reading on the same thing. And basically, it should also inspire you on the bigger level of your acceptance of yourself and maybe more appreciation of your strength. Now let's choose your pile. Group 1 today has Tarot Cat's deck and this Citrine crystal. Group 2 today has White Numen deck with this clear quartz cluster. And Group 3 has the Starseeker Tarot with this Amethyst crystal. If you still didn't decide, you can pause video here or you can rewatch previous part of the video. And we are going to start from the group 1 right now. For today's beautiful reading, we're going to use all of those beautiful oracles to gain better and wider perspective on your personality. And also, of course, we're going to use the tarot deck that you decided to choose in the beginning of the reading. So, welcome group number 1. Today decided to choose Citrine stone. And let's look on some of your oracles to answer the question, who you are really. And for you, we have 12th house with introspection, 6th house with sustainability, hummingbird, peace with 7th chakra, isolation, white color, and rest, green color. And I already can tell you that this is a very spiritual energy. You are the person who knows about subtle energies, a person who goes hand by hand with them all their life. It is very important for you to have a balance in your life because you are so sensitive and because you are so prone to energies around you. It is easy for you to be swayed by negativity and by negative beliefs that could interfere with your lifestyle. It is really important for you to stay alone, so maybe you are an introvert. I'm more than sure, to be honest, that you are an introvert. And if you think right now otherwise, maybe it is because you have some unresolved traumas with connections with others, and maybe you have some dependency with connections with others. Because here with this isolation and introspection, rest, peace, all those cards, and of course also with 6 cards, because 6th house, that talks basically more about balance, good balance in your life. I see that to restore your energy, you have to spend time alone. Isolation for you should not be something scary, and I'm more than sure that majority of those who are watching this video already know about it for themselves, but some of you who still accepting this part of yourself, this is what you need to hear. Being alone meaning being all one. It's okay to refuse from meeting with someone if you don't have enough energy right now. And also, sometimes if you want to meet and party with someone, ask yourself why you're doing this. Because also 6th house talks about this problem when we are not in balance, when we are not in peace, for example, not in emotional peace. We're trying to do everything to change this situation, right? However, usually we use means that are not so good for the long run because we want to change the situation here and now. We want to achieve this peace and balance here and now. And I believe that maybe even you, in your life, there is a history of dependable and addictive behavior in some way, in that way or another way. But then on the other side, this represents your personality, right? Who you are really. I asked Spirit to give me cards that will show you the information that you really need to hear right now. And let's look on this hummingbird right above the piece. Like hummingbird is the representation of positivity, optimistic vibes. And it's important to mention that she's a pride right here. So you are the hummingbird. You are the small sunshine that literally can bring smiles on the faces of everyone who sees you. You are also beautiful and you are unique. Hummingbird has really unique way of flying. It's only one bird who can hover in one place. And also in this oracle, the representation of hummingbird means a personal or archetype of someone who knows where to find this sweet nectar of life. So when you are in balance, when you are aligned with your purpose, when you rested enough in isolation by yourself, when you in connection with your moon energy. This card represents moon god of Hindu and basically all our feminine parts, working with energy of emotions, of course, depth of the ocean as well as emotions. So when you are aligned with those energies, you always know, your intuition always help you to find the best way to accept the solution, or to like intuitively and suddenly turn the wheels and always find like what you're searching for. You know, it's like a big successful energy, like literally magical energy, something good happening with you when you are aligned with your energy with your soul. Both those cards look at those 12th house with introspection and 6th house with sustainability. To be honest, they all look so beautiful. You could be so balanced. You could be a person who teaches others exactly how to become more balanced. All your life, you're searching ways how to help yourself. You know that physical activity is really important. You know that meditations are important. So you're really aware about all aspects that create sustainable life. You are aware of them. It doesn't mean that it's so easy for you to follow those important rules of sustainable life. However, even knowing about this, I hear it from spirit right now, even knowing about this, it's already part of your gift, because not all people in the world know those things that you already learned, because you are searching for them, because you want to live full life, because you want to enjoy life. Overall, your energy is very positive. You came to this life to bring this positivity. And when you suffer, you're trying to search meaning in your suffering, and you're with introspection, of course, obviously, like you spend your time on thinking about what's happening, searching ways how you can use it for your purpose. And I also feel this energy of like, you trust in fate more or less, but for you, because it's part, like this is who you are basically, right? It would be really important to foster your trust into the universe. And if I'm more than sure that you already know that spiritual practices are very important for you, but if you feel that it's difficult for you to sustain them, to continue using those practices every day, maybe you can try to find more motivation for yourself in more grounded actions. Because please don't forget about your body. Your body is an important part of your being, and exactly in your body, emotions are stored. So if you feel swayed and if it's difficult for you to stay committed to your spiritual practices, try to start from the beginning. Try to create commitment in your physical practices for your body. This is very important for you. And also, don't forget that periods of isolation for you, they are not harmful at all. And when you will listen to your intuition, and when you will definitely know when to stay alone and when to go out, this would help you to gain those pieces of energy that you like to create this commitment towards your spiritual practices. If you are on this level of your journey, if you already have those committed practices, you are doing exactly what you have to do. also here I feel that you are the person who want to help others gain this positivity because it's inside you. And I just want to reinforce you and reassure you that when you are doing your thing, when you're helping yourself, when you are doing everything good for your body, mind, and soul, do you want it or not, inevitably you help other people around you because you smile differently, you talk differently, different energy around you. And when you come near someone and you talk to them, they feel this energy. This is extremely important. You are very energetic being. We all are, obviously, but your life is fully connected to the energies of the world, of the life. And this is why it's so important to know your ways, how to stay clean and clear. And of course, as I said, you could have history of dependable and addictive behavior, exactly because if we didn't learn how to work with our energies, and if we are a person who is very sensitive, it's very difficult for us to handle with those energies, especially in the younger age. But if you have any addictions right now and you know about them, first of all, good for you that you know about them. Awareness is the most important thing. And second, yes, you're doing right that you're trying to help yourself and set yourself free from it. Please continue doing it. It's very important. Let's go to the next part of our reading and use your tarot deck that you decided to choose today. And I love this deck so much. It's not only cute and beautiful, but also it's so easy to shuffle it, and it's make interesting noise when I shuffle, sound, and it's just, you know, if this is your energy, you are cute. Don't ever hesitate. You are really cute. It's true. And Four of Swords, the first card that we got for you, about rest, right? So important, rest in your life. Meditation, introspection is just repeating itself. So never think otherwise. You are cute, and it doesn't matter how you look right now. It doesn't matter how you act. Sometimes all of us can be harsh, and all of us can think that they are not cute, but this is part of your energy, like a hummingbird, right? You're not only beautiful outside, but you also like hummingbird is a very little bird, right? So we can say that it's really cute. So for you, we have Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Queen of Swords, and Four of Wands. And I see this problem that in the moments when you need to rest, you act, you usually, sometimes, many times in your past, I don't know about right now, maybe you work on this better, but you choose to self-sabotage. So your body needs meditation and sleep, but you go and, for example, drink alcohol, right? I don't really think that you are the person who uses this means, because I believe that you're so sensitive, you know that your body would not like something like this, some harsh things like this. However, I will just use it as an example, but you can apply there any other means that are definitely not the help for your situation here and now. And this Queen of Swords here, basically it tells me that, again, in a way of coping mechanisms, you tried to cut off all of your emotions, like it was, you thought that if you won't feel something, that it will not affect you. But like, this is basically the main reason why you are suffering. You don't need to find, you don't need to search for the place where you will feel only positive emotions. When you are sad and when you feel pityness, this could also be your place of power. If you're fully accepting those energies, and in this moment you love yourself, you're definitely a mage. Like, it's obvious. You use magic to help yourself. And you also, I see here that you know the importance of the closed ones. You know how to ask for help. You learned it. And it's so important for your soul. It's part of your personality, being able to ask for help, being able to be vulnerable near close people, because again, absolutely not every person in the world can do this. And so many people asked, for example, me for help, even when I was working as a counselor, and they would just not open. And of course, it would take much more time to help them, because like we would spend many sessions on opening them. But you have this inner understanding that if you're asking for help, even if it's painful, you are ready to hear about yourself and you are ready to work on your mistakes. Trust is part of your personality also. You know how to trust. And even if sometimes you feel that it's not true and you actually don't trust, it's okay. It's just one of those moments. It doesn't affect your overall personality. And also we have for you Death, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, underneath Queen of Swords, and King of Pentacles. And underneath the deck we have Nine of Swords. Death, ideas of death could be important for you. For example, if you are Scorpio. But yeah, ideas of other world, what's happening on the other shore. You were interested in this all your life. And overall, you have this like, I'm not afraid of death. You are afraid of death as like absolutely every alive being on this earth. However, you have more acceptance of the natural ways of life, right? So it's easier for you to, at least you think so, to accept those changes, inevitable changes, because death, not only talking about physical death, right? But it's more about inevitable changes that happening. Do you want them happen or not? Because death happens to everyone, right? And after this starts other world life, or just like new life. Something like this. I don't know why. So many times in your life, you went already through your personal inner deaths of ego. So many times in your life, you were changing drastically. Like you would look at yourself a year ago and you would be like, how it was possible to change so much, how it was possible to become such a powerful person right now. And you think this every year. Something like this. Your fears and your anxiety that represented here by this Nine of Swords. They tell me that sometimes you think that you are a weak person and you really judge yourself for this, because you use not the best and not the perfect means to solve your problems. And this is the problem. You have a huge amount of knowledge. Also, the Queen of Swords and Queen of Wands represent here this basically archive of knowledges of how to help yourself. You know pretty much everything about self-help, for example, right? And this is why it's so difficult for you to stop from judging yourself when you're not following those rules of those self-help means. With Ace of Pentacles starting use the Five of Swords, what I can tell you, well, you should not grip so much on material world here. Like sometimes you become a little bit too obsessed about material aspect of the world. It could be about your body, your home, place, your obviously work, salary. And this goes a little against your nature, because you are the person, you are the King of Pentacles. Like you are the person who always had enough in their life and always will have enough. But your fears and sometimes the lack of trust in the world makes you become too anxious again, and you can have this hyper focus on working harder, unfortunately not smarter, and you might experience period of burnout. And to avoid those periods, you have to tap more into your spiritual energy, and you have to tap more into understanding of bigger goals, your understanding that not only money are important in this situation, or again, like not only your body is important in this situation, but also your soul. Because every time when you walk away from your soul and from your emotional body because you're afraid or because you're tired, like no matter why, every time when you're doing it, you're basically going against your nature. And this is why you're judging yourself so much, because you know about it. So here's two suggestions for you that are really important. First, when you're doing this, judging yourself, meaning walking away even at faster pace, walking away from you, right? So if you're doing something like this, like you not working with your emotions, you do not meditate enough, like you definitely feel that you're doing something wrong with your spiritual body and emotional body. In those moments, definitely don't judge yourself, because it's just an additional huge level of pain. Try to act from love, try to act from understanding. King of Pentacles is not only a successful archetype, but real King of Pentacles definitely know that there is sometimes high energy and low energy. They know that sometimes they gain and sometimes they lose. Like King energy is very, very wise energy in their means. So when you start to lose, don't be scared that it is forever. Definitely trust to the fact that it is way of life. We all have those waves. And if you are going down right now, it doesn't mean that you will not go up. But if you're going down and you start to judge yourself, you can go deeper into the depths of like anxiety and basically self-sabotage behavior. And in the last part of the reading, I want to ask Spirit what is important for group number one, what themes are important for group number one, besides what I already mentioned. And we have for you finding, talent, inspiration. So beautiful. Group number one. If you are an artistic person, just let me tell you, I know how difficult it is to be an artistic person. Let's put it like this. Inspiration, we also saw it with hummingbird, right? Energy. Like inspiration is just part of your fate, part of your destiny, to be inspired and inspire others. And you're doing it by using your talent. With finding, of course, like you are in constant search. You never stop on the same place. You always change. And maybe sometimes again you found yourself in the position where you would judge yourself for the fact that you're constantly changing. Like you might even be envy for those who stayed in one lane with their thing and like continue doing the same thing over and over, but you always want to find new things. You want to gain more inspiration. For your life, it's so important to have constant change, right? Even in your house, you like to move furniture in your house periodically. You like to change your style, like your clothes are all different. Hair color, even maybe countries for some of you. You like to change like places of living. And please don't be afraid of it. It's part of your beautiful energy. The more you change, the more you learn about these different possibilities of world, the bigger and grows your talent. Like, and also sometimes if you are a little bit too or obsessed on the fact, like, do I even have a talent? You have a gift. And Spirit want to remind you that even if you are not on the stage where you dream to be, it doesn't mean that you don't have means for it, first of all. And it doesn't mean that you have to judge your current stage, because, trust the process. But it's so beautiful. Look at this inspiration, finding, and talent. Maybe you are in a part of your path where you're finding your talent here and now, but definitely Spirit want to tell you that it is there. And what I mean by talent, it's also really important to understand. For me personally, talent is something that your soul wants to do, and that's it. Talent is just your pure desire. And it's also important to mention that it doesn't mean that I will want to do this thing all my life. Absolutely not. However, if my soul is happy while I'm doing it, this is my talent. Some of people say that the talented people actually have talent in learning. And I understand, and I definitely, it is about you. You have talent in learning and you love to learn about so many different things. Maybe you also have ADHD, because I have it and it really sounds like me. But of course, I'm not going to give you any diagnosis, absolutely not. It's only for those people who already know about it. Brothers of the Rose, sacred masculine, honor, protection, and support. And as I said, you know about support of others, right? And yeah, maybe there is important masculine character in your life whom you can always trust and ask for help. Like, masculine should not only be harsh and fast and strong and powerful. Masculine could also be sincere, tender, and like open to deep connection, right? It should be like this. It's like healthy masculine. So for you, it's also really important. And also for some of you, I feel that it is about accepting of your masculine part. You can judge yourself for the fact that you have it. Star Keeper, cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. And Earth School, life lessons, soul grow, study, higher learning. Okay, so Spirit wants to remind you that you're going through the Earth School. Yes, you were always different. It's a fact. We already saw it in the first part of the reading. You are different. You are more sensitive. You know more. Sometimes when you're learning something, it's you feel like you're not learning but recognizing, because you have such a huge knowledge from your past lives and even lives on other planets, in other realms. And Spirit wants to remind you like that you decided to choose Earth as your school here and now. Don't think that Earth is not spiritual and is not advanced enough for you. You wanted to choose it and you're going through this school because learning how to accept and learning how to work with our lower energies is also really important to create a base, a strong, confident foundation to build our higher chakras, higher energies. And also it's really important for you to stay grounded, as I just basically said in different words, because it will help your 7th chakra to be aligned with your purpose and with your uniqueness. We saw the card of peace in the beginning of the reading, and it is connected to our 7th chakra. And again, in the oracle of this reading, in the book of this oracle, they say about importance of basically grounding, right? Because our emotions and our higher energies, they don't have any connection to Earth if we will not do it by ourselves, by creating practices that will help us to ground. And we have Kali, step into the unknown, do not be afraid. This is badass energy. And familiar, listen and learn. So this, I love it. Before I was talking about that you're cute, right? That you are so tender and sensitive. And now I want to remind you that you're also a badass Kali. You have energy of Kali inside you. And you also chose Citrine, and like Kali represents energy of 3rd chakra as well as Citrine. Willpower is your power. You are someone who is decided to achieve something, will go for it, no matter what. Like you can work hard. And this could be a problem sometimes for you, because you know that you can work hard, and sometimes you work hard in the moments like when you should work smarter. This is why you are burning out. But on the other side, again, not every person has energy of Kali in them. So advanced energy, what I mean by this, right? So you can be this femme fatale in your energies. Like Kali represents, Kali Ma is first like it's this. The story about Kali is that in a moment when like demons were attacking like kingdom of heaven, I believe, no one of the gods were able to defend from the main demon, and they asked Kali for help, and only Kali were able to do it. And Kali basically represents the mother of gods, right? So kind of mom came to the party and like slayed this main demon. And she was even stronger and more powerful than her husband Shiva. And like this is the strongest feminine energy that you can find. And you have it in yourself. It's so cool. Don't think that you don't have powers. We all have moments when we are weak, and this is okay, but it doesn't mean that we lost our powers. Remember about it. With this energy inside you, you literally can shift environments around you. You can shift the world. But you have to understand that nurturing yourself, and also Kali, in the moment when she's not slaying her enemies, she actually is staying in this isolation kinda, where she's nurturing herself. When she's in contact with, of course, nature and animals, she's pretty like isolated, and she looks different, of course, because she's in different energy. So to be able to use your Kali energy, you have to rest and you have to nurture your body, soul, and mind. And if other people around you do not bring this energy of nurturing, then why you are spending your time and energy on them? With familiar, listen and learn. I would like to read the book of this oracle just because I feel that it could be really beneficial for you to hear exactly what it says. So a familiar is your guiding spirit, angel, totem, higher power, friend, or teacher. It carries wisdom and brings attention to the aspects of your life that need acknowledgement, exploration, or change, but only if you're willing to listen. Your familiar is your messenger. Some people spend their lifetime searching for the familiar, while others are born with confident knowledge of the details of their. Your familiar is the embodiment of your subconscious mind. And this is exactly what I wanted to read to you. Rituals for familiars. If your familiar has not revealed itself yet, spend time outside, observe your surroundings, and pay attention to your dreams. You might be surprised to find a recurring animal present. Take note of repetitive encounters with animals as well, whether in physical or symbolic forms such as an object or image. Repetition may be a sign. You may also meditate on the details of your familiar. No matter what method you choose, be sure to not force anything. Your familiar will reveal itself when you are ready. And if you have already found your familiar, research the archetypal traits, qualities, and patterns your animal guide embodies. This will assist you in becoming more aware of its presence, so you might start to understand which signs are messages. The traits of your familiar can have a profound impact on your life and often teach you lessons you might have otherwise missed. You can also work with your familiar through a meditation or prayer, asking it to show you a sign or provide guidance. I think that it's really important for you. Having a familiar searching for it if you still didn't find it, and like having this supporter, helper inside you with whom you can communicate and talk at any time you need to talk could be so important for your confidence, and your familiar could become your secure place. That's what I hear here. Like when you, again, anxious and when you not aligned with your energy, you can close your eyes if you already found your familiar, or you can try to do it right with those suggestions that I read right now. And just be in the energy of your familiar. Talk with them, play with them, depends on what animal it is. I did special meditation to find my sacred animal, power animals, and basically those were tiger and also lynx. And I definitely can play with them. And I use their energy to I connect with their energy, especially when I work with my body, when it's difficult for me physically. Their energy really helps, just because that's how my animal, sacred animals works. But you could give you a different energy, different support in different perspective. And those were all beautiful messages for you, my dear group number 1. If you find it interesting, I really would like to hear from you in comment section. Your comments not only important for me because I really want to communicate with you, but also it would help my channel to grow. And this is my dream, to grow this channel with you. Thank you so much for being with me, and see you next time. Bye. For today's beautiful reading, we're going to use all of those beautiful oracles to gain better and wider perspective on your personality. And also, of course, we're going to use the tarot deck that you decided to choose in the beginning of the reading. So welcome, my dear friends in group number 2 who decided to choose this clear quartz crystal cluster. And let's see what we got for you today. So starting from the oracles, we see that you have a lot of fiery energy. First we have fire ant, then panther. Also we have security. This is a yellow color, however it represents root chakra. Also we have imum kaeli with root and conjunction with alliance, and fear with black color. You are a powerful person. You have a lot of energy inside you all your life. And also, you are a person who really appreciates material world. You know that your body is important. You might be an athlete. You might be really interested in movements of your body. This is a big part of your life. And it's so good because it really, really balances your fire and very passionate energy. Because when you want something, you will not stop while you not achieve it. However, with bigger goals, you might understand that it could be really frustrating because we just cannot finish our school in 1 week. We need to study 4 years, for example, right? High school. And this is why you feel a lot of frustration, especially when you were younger. The older you become, the wiser you become, the easier it is for you to understand the normal timing of life. However, it's still all your life, because you're so powerful fire archetype. It would be still always difficult for you to fully and totally accept this, the fact that nothing is here. You cannot achieve absolutely everything here and now. Connection to your ancestors is also really important. Maybe you know about it already and you work with your ancestors. Maybe it's something new to you. However, with this root and both also security that I want to remind you represents root chakra. And on this card, we see full family, basically. So I see that for your feeling of security, it is important to have connection to your ancestors. Maybe you have good and strong connection to your close family, but however, if not, it's okay. You can still work with those who were much earlier in the history of your family, and it could help you to feel more patient. It could help you to find ways how to become slower in the moments when you have to be slower. Because I see here that this card with root and this card with alliance, those are like supportive energy, and those energies are part of your personality. You know that help from others and good structured connection with other person, beneficial connection with other person, could really help you and could take you out of your fears. Good communication, straightforward talk, heart-to-heart talk with someone whom you trust can swiftly move you to the next level, for example, can help you to go through some important and difficult thresholds in your life, can again calm you down when you are maybe too anxious and you start to produce like self-destructive behavior. When energy of Panther is in balance, it is self-destruction, because again, right, we have so much energy inside, we want to use it, but we don't know how to do it here and now because circumstances do not allow us to do it. So we start to distract ourselves from the inside. And also for some of you, it could be that you have some form of autoimmune disease, exactly because, and you have to understand that it's happening because you are attacking your own body from inside. You are attacking your own emotional field, and it unfortunately transfers to material part of your being, to your body. So for you, it's extremely important to be grounded, like nature, roots, right? Stillness in nature could very, very well work with balancing your energies, so you can help yourself if you have any type of this disease. For example, I have thyroid gland disease, and it is autoimmune disease, and yeah, exactly what I just described here happening sometimes. But mine were based more on fear, and I feel that yours problem could be based more on rage and like hatred. While of course hatred is connected to fear, still like you are, as I was repeating myself, you're more active and fiery energy rather than passive and depressive. On the other side, we see the card fear here, right? First of all, of course, it goes underneath the security. So one of your biggest fears in your life could be fear for your security. And by security, I mean, of course, money, shelter, thoughts about your future, maybe some problems on your work. You experience these fears because this is your path. This is part of your book of your life. And you're going through this to learn how to become stable, to learn how to achieve security. Fire Ant also can talk about instability, anger, gossips. So when you are imbalanced, this is a hurricane of anger, maybe. You love to judge other people. You love to judge yourself. You're really, really picky to yourself and to other people around you. However, when you come into contact with fear, when you learn about spiritual or psychological practices that help you to open your fears, to learn about yourself more, to look deeper in the situation, to understand why exactly you have those fears, and to understand even that actually my fear is part of my emotions and it exists for the good. In these moments, you become unstoppable. You tap into the wisest energy of your life. So your fear is your biggest fear. You're afraid to be afraid, but also it is your door. Just look at this image. And actually we use this metaphor in my psychology school that I was studying in. So this is a door to the unknown. And basically the biggest fear is the fear of the unknown, right? And we can understand that unknown is the most interesting thing in the world. It's the life by itself. So when you are in your ego, when you want everything to be as you want, as you think you know, obviously you suffer a lot. It's really good that you have huge endurance in your life. You were born with the ability to endure a lot of things. But then on the other side, kinda you become tired from it, psychologically tired from those repeating patterns of conflicts and anger. And this is why you decide to commit into your development. Like, you are not one of those people who would avoid their problem. All your life you're trying to work with your problems from that level of honesty that you had on this time, on this moment. But the more you develop yourself, the more you learn about yourself, about overall like human being and how to be human being, the deeper and more commitment and more disciplined you become. It's not a fast process as you wish it could be. This is your biggest desire. Everything would make it fast here and now. But again, you still don't stop while you not achieve your result. Interesting that Panther also energy talks about big purges in our life, purging of negativity, purging of like obviously negative even beliefs, right? Something that doesn't work in our life. So I see here that already a few times in your life you experience those situations where you would work till the moment of burnout, kinda, and after this your mind would shift drastically, and you suddenly would realize the level of your self-sabotage, the level of your lies to yourself, and you would just change your behavior in one day. It will build really, really slowly for some time, but then you just make a decision and you don't look back. And it's really cool about you. But you need this previous time before your decision to achieve this. With fire and also here, we need to understand that ants are extremely disciplined animals, right? Are they animals? No, they are insects. Anyway, so they represent discipline. And absolutely every ant in their... I actually have no idea how to call family of ants. Let's call it family. In their family, absolutely every ant do what they should do. And they are very organized. So if you still don't have a lot of organization in your life, this is a recommendation from Spirit to you to appreciate your desire to be organized. It is part of your personality. It is really important for you to feel stable and grounded and secure, obviously. And when you are organized, when you have your routines, when you work with your habits and you know why you're doing everything, what you're doing every day, then fear becomes really your open door to the unknown, to the something bigger than the material world with which you are pretty connected already. As I said earlier, good communication with close people is extremely important. It's part of your personality. And also you might have ability to have a really positive impact on others when you want to help them and they ask for your help. Your voice can be this purging energy for them. You can really show them concrete mistakes and lies. Like you have this inside you, honesty. And it's sometimes, especially again earlier in your life, it was more difficult for people to communicate with you because you were too honest maybe. But now again, the wiser you become, the more you understand what's actually honesty is, what kindness is. You more understand how you want to help other people and what you need to say to help other people. You don't always need to tell them exact the truth. Sometimes you need to tell them something else. You know, it's like it's a delicate balance between truth, lies, and like real help. And now I want to use the tarot deck that you decided to choose today. Let's see. I tried to pre-shuffle it right now and so many cards just popped up, so I decided to start doing it. So we have for you the Star, 4 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Look at this, so beautiful energy. Ace of Pentacles, this is you, this is definitely you. Page of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, So many pentacles and cups. 3 of cups. And 9 of cups. My love. You're such a lucky person, you know, like overall during all your life, you felt this, that you are a lucky person. It doesn't mean that you didn't experience suffering and pain. It doesn't mean that you're always extremely happy. No, it's just that many times in your life, like the universe literally were on your side. Like some situations happened that you wanted to happen. Some physical objects came to your life for free because you wanted them even when you didn't have enough money for them. So this kind of likeness that the more again you become aligned with all your higher energies, the bigger gift this luck can give to you. And if you are totally not agree with me right now, because for example, maybe you're a little focused on something negative, or a lot, maybe you a lot focused on something negative right now, I just want you to give you this little psychological task to write down all your achievements. And if you don't think that it is an achievement, then just try logically judge it from the perspective of humanity, of society. For example, if you are working on any job for some time, write it down. I'm working on this place for 6 months or 6 years. This is an achievement. This, like every day on your work is achievement. Same thing with school. For example, I didn't appreciate studying in high school with major of psychology because it was so easy for me. As I thought, I really believed that it was easy for me. Only after a few years I realized that it wasn't. It wasn't easy. I was in a big, deep void in this moment psychologically by myself. But because like school material was easy, I didn't appreciate it enough. But again, idea that logically many other people would praise me for the fact that I'm studying on like psychology major in different country on different language, just logically I understand it that it is an achievement. So for some of you for whom it's so difficult to find ways for what to praise yourself, especially if you are big perfectionist, then just try to do it from perspective of others, not from your perspective. And sometimes what is also can help, try to imagine other person with your problems, with all your dependable behavior, like intrusive thoughts, anxiety. Try to imagine the same problem with the same person, person with the same, you understand me? And what if they did what you did? Would you actually praise them? Would you actually support them? Because sometimes when we do this shift in perspective, we understand that I would definitely say good words to the person who is not me, but for the same thing, I cannot say those good things to me because I know that I can do more. I think that you also struggle from this with your fire energy here now, everything. But then on the other side, yeah, your luckiness, I already told you about this. You really drink your happiness from other people around you. Your friends are so extremely important. Your biggest and most important connections in your life are part of your luck, literally. Like again, before, maybe when you were younger, you could experience some dependency from people around you, and that could brought you many important lessons about relationships in your life. And also, just because we have so much, I feel it, energy of cups and also 4 of cups, which sometimes represents the hangover cup, I feel that in your history of life, you might love to use alcohol or like maybe other drugs, or you continue loving doing this. But the thing that I wanted to tell you is that you don't actually need this thing to be social, to be happy. And it could bring additional disbalance in your inner liquids, which basically has huge impact on your hormones. Like I studied drug and behavior in school in a few courses. And if you didn't study it, you really have no idea what a huge impact absolutely everything that we put in our body has on our brain. And we need to understand that exactly brain rules our physical body. Our soul makes orders to the brain, and then brain rules the body. But if we insert additional chemicals, they act as an order from the soul, an order to distract, an order to die. Alcohol is a depressant, and it depresses absolutely all functions in our body and brain, just for you to know. But I feel that most of you already learned about it on their experience and now do not actually use this a lot. Four of Cups and Six of Pentacles, definitely, it could be a way of self-medication for you. With the Star and Page of Pentacles, I see here this support again from Spirit to you, telling that right now, currently, you are still a Page of Pentacles. But the Star wants to support you and tell you that you are in the right place in your life. Just imagine everything that you already achieved. I feel that sometimes you can appreciate it. Sometimes you understand that, like, compared to other people, maybe like I have to be more appreciative of what I got. So just imagine what you got already is just basically first step in your success. And the success is inevitable, and you have to walk your full journey of development. Like you cannot jump over steps, unfortunately. That's really important. With Ace of Pentacles and Nine of Cups, I see here that you, even if your friends and like maybe for some of your family, like your close people are really part of your personality, like your circle is just part of your soul, literally. You still so much need time alone in your life. It's very, very important for you. And by being alone, you foster the energy of Ace of Pentacles in your life. And it is important also to mention that Pentacle doesn't actually mean only a coin, only material world. Pentacle has 5 points. And those 5 points represent basically a realization in all aspects in your life. Emotional, physical, workplace, everything, to be honest. Relationships also, of course, definitely. So when you are staying alone and when you spend quality time alone, because Nine of Cups, obviously, it's like being successful and being happy, receiving results of your deep work, you actually continue working on receiving and achieving all your goals in your life. So spending time on yourself and resting, it doesn't mean that you are not doing anything for your goals. It actually means that you continue working on them, because time of rest is as important as time of work, absolutely as important, the same importance there. I want to look a little more, maybe a few more cards for you. It's so interesting. I like your energy so much. And of course, also, I have to mention it, 10 of Cups and 3 of Cups. Beside the fact that I said about your close family, right, and friends, I also wanted to tell you that maybe dancing is important for you, just because those women dance. And also quality time with your friends. Dancing again. Dancing is a form of art, right? Maybe doing arts with the people whom you love could be very beneficial for your emotional body again. And spending, also, put your attention on your emotional body more, rather than only on your desires. It's really important. And of course, receiving 10 of Cups in the reading, like who you are really a happy person. You are. Page of Wands. You are Page of Wands, you see? Or what I'm doing here. 4 of Pentacles. And the Tower. Okay, so your greediness, again, towards like towards anything, towards relationships. I want them here and now. I want this, I want that. I don't want to spend my money. Or it could be opposite. I spend all my money because I want something to receive right now. This is a result of the fact that your fire energy is still not mature. And you're going from the moments of Tower, you're breaking your heart every time when you see the consequences of your greediness. Like, it's a part of your development, as I said before. You have to mature your energy. Interesting, we have Page of Pentacles and Page of Wands, and I said in the beginning of the reading that you have a lot of fire energy and a lot of earth energy also. I believe I mentioned it. If not, I'm telling you this right now. So you have to mature your earth energy and your fire energy. And how can you mature your fire energy? Only by discipline. Only. Deep understanding of what I want and what consequences would be after this desire. Deep analysis of what I did before and what consequences I already have right now. You have to have deep awareness, because only awareness and mindfulness will allow you to build your discipline. So if you are suffering from the problem that you cannot start doing something that you already wanted to do, or stop doing something that you always wanted to stop doing, this means that you lack of discipline. Even if in some other aspects in your life you have this discipline, in those you still don't know how to use it. Then you don't need to just push yourself. It will not help you. You have to go through the emotional perspective. You have to tap into the energy of your emotions, into the energy of your inner and deeper motivations. And when your all motivations are clear before you, all consequences and like reasons are clear, it will be so easy for you to create new discipline. And I cannot not recommend you the book Atomic Habits, because I believe you can gain many important and interesting suggestions that will help you to create better discipline in your life. And now I want to use other oracles for your reading. So let's see, what does Spirit want to tell you about you, what you should know, additional information that is really important for your personality, for your being overall. And we have freedom, life purpose. Wow, so beautiful. Obviously, like, even those two words already mean a lot to you, I believe. Your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative, accountability. And we should connect it to your life purpose. It's even, it should be in the middle, because I see that in your creations, in being an artist, it's not only your life purpose, but it's also your freedom. And I always repeat myself and continue repeating that it doesn't mean that you are actually like painter or singer. You could be a business owner, or you could be an accountant. It doesn't matter. Being creative and searching new ways on how to enjoy your work and how to create maybe better practice. All of these are artistic part of the work. But for majority of you, it would be concretely artistic work. Healing is happening. You are not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. Oh, it's so beautiful. I believe it was so important message for you. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. This is about the fact that sometimes you overjudge yourself, because you sometimes lose trust in yourself, because again, you tried to do something and you were not able to do it, and now you judge yourself and you think that it was a worse idea. But Spirit just remind you that it's a process of your healing, And it's continue happening no matter what you're doing or not doing, to be honest. It's extremely important to understand that sometimes if you're feel unmotivated and not productive, you still continue healing this moment. And Brothers of the Rose, Sacred Masculine Honor, Protection and Support. Interesting that I got this card lately many times, and I believe that it could be about collective energies, idea of connection with the healed and balanced masculine. If you have this energy outside of you in some of your close people, this could be a suggestion from Spirit to connect with them more. But also it could be this reminder for you that your masculine should not always be aggressive. Like a healthy masculine does not represent aggressiveness. You should understand it. So maybe it would be beneficial for you to search ways how to become more balanced masculine, how to balance more your masculine energy inside you. Because for you, your masculine part was literally the thing that allowed you to achieve so many things in your life. However, if you're continuing pushing, you can break. That's obvious and so literal. Also, we have for you Balsamic Moon. Things come and go. Surrender to the universe. So many messages about surrender that is so difficult for you. And Moonflower, bloom even if no one is watching. Yes, and it definitely should go near your life purpose. Bloom even if no one is watching. If you think that you are not living by your life purpose, it's not truth. While you are acting on the backstage, while you preparing yourself, it's part of your blooming. It is sorry, I'm sorry. Of course, we have a picture of lotus here. And lotus always tell us that lotus blooms in the dark and dirty water. And I want to ask you this thing. While lotus is still growing from this dark water, and while it is still in this dark water in the way of the bud, anyway, in the form, I have one question for you. Is this a lotus or no? Obviously it is, but it doesn't look like its beauty in its full bloom, right? And it also it's covered in this dirty blood water, maybe blood also, who knows. So the idea is that first of all, if you're still on the stage of the preparation to blooming, it doesn't mean that you are not a lotus. Other thing is that if you feel that you're spending your kind of best years of your life, or that you're afraid that lately you won't be able to succeed, or you won't be able to fully enjoy your success because you would be, I don't know, old, it won't be the right time, all of those intrusive thoughts are not true. They are your anxiety lying to you, your overthinking lying to you, right? The idea is that your moment of preparation for the big stage, it's also part of your blooming. You should enjoy the process of learning how to become the best version of yourself, maybe. Because while you're learning this, you actually already demonstrate the strongest part of you. Perseverance, discipline, and desire to know, desire to learn, desire to do in the best way. And things come and go, surrender to the universe. Same thing as here, healing is happening, soften. Freedom is here. You are close to the full understanding of your freedom. So it's just a matter of time. And you have to learn how to let go. It's part of your journey to learn how to let go. And it's part of your life purpose to be wise and to calm your fire nature not by forcing yourself to calm down, but by finding a ways where you can use your energy in not self-destructive way, opposite, in a productive way, obviously. So you have you have so much masculine energy, you have so much action in your life, in your desires, in your and it's cool. It will allow you to go further than many other people around you. But if you will only push, you might suffer a lot, and you might even turn on the wrong turn. There should not be wrong turns on our path, but it just could bring you maybe more suffering that you can avoid if you'll try to be more connected to the trust, to the feminine energy, to the surrender, and to the appreciation of yourself. This is a big part of your learning and healing, how to appreciate myself, how to appreciate my not only work, results of my work, but also your efforts. You have to understand that your efforts are precious and they are part of your blooming. I believe these were all messages for you, my dear group number 2. If something resonated in you, please comment down below. And overall, even one emoji in the comment section would be cool for me, because that really helps to boost my channel, and this is my dream, to work on YouTube full time. And you also can leave a request in the comment section for next videos. And don't forget that I have Etsy shop just opened for personal readings. And I see you next time. Bye! For today's beautiful reading, we're going to use all of those beautiful oracles to gain better and wider perspective on your personality. And also, of course, we're going to use the tarot deck that you decided to choose in the beginning of the reading. So, welcome group 3. Today I decided to choose Amethyst, and I'm really excited about your reading because you have much more cards than previous 2 groups. And I decided to left all of them in your reading because I felt that those energies are really important. Let's see what cards you get. You have Hyena, Juno with partnership, debilitated with discomfort, faith, compassion, and space, and 3 additional cards, comfort, ghost, and flow. I see here that compassion would be our main card in this part of the reading. Who you are really, you really are a very compassionate person. When you were young, you were so naive and so kind that maybe you could be hurt. And going through the path of your life, you start sometimes maybe even feel exhausted because you feel that other people could use you. And maybe you even turn into more anger side of your personality. But I need to remind you that compassion is the heart of your personality, of your being, and you can go through levels of purging, levels of healing, and come back to this childish, beautiful love to the world and to others and to yourself that you experienced earlier, but now you will come back to this love, fully understanding what it is, why you're choosing this, and why you are choosing avoid anger and being sorry, something scratching outside and I'm so easily distracted. I'll try to close the door. If previous sentence was not complete, I'm sorry, I already don't remember what I said. So faith and compassion is really important. Faith into compassion, faith into bigger energies, or working with something more subtle rather than only desires that society give to you, something like this. It's really cool that you have this debilitated with discomfort. Why? Because this card literally means that you are a pusher. And what do you push through? Through your comfort zones. Like, this discomfort is a very good sign. Don't be discouraged by this word. Actually, it's really your thing to go through discomfort because, again, you choosing this. You don't want to stay in your swamp of the comfort zone. You go and you choose violence towards your addictive behaviors, towards something that doesn't work to you. and you so much used to this thing that discomfort means growth, that you really slowly but surely become the most powerful person in your environment, in your circle. Before, when you were younger, you could really suffer because of this. And I see that sometimes you might even experience depressive episodes because of like, why I cannot just live my life, why I just cannot experience and enjoy my life. But now you're wiser, now you know more, and now you're learning that this is actually what you're choosing, and those are steps in your to your throne. With Juno partnership, I see here that you have some problem. You could have some problem with understanding how to balance your work and your relationships. And if you experienced before or experiencing right now the situation where you're trying to fulfill your potential through your partner, not through what you're doing, this is an important warning for you that it's not the best thing. It will always bring you some level of dissatisfaction because you have your own mission. And you don't need to always please others or to be fully focused on others who are close to you to feel successful and to feel loved. With hyena, we also see this warning here, right? You are the person who is the loudest in the company, could be the loudest. And it doesn't mean that you're especially extrovert. I know many introverts who are the loudest in the company with people whom they're comfortable with. But the idea is that you know how to make other people laugh, and you really, really enjoy this attention, and you think that like by making them laugh, by making them feel comfortable, you're actually helping them and you're helping your relationships. It's truth. However, when you are exhausted, when you don't feel fulfilled in your personal business, closing your eyes on this situation in your personal life and trying to show and demonstrate only this like reckless and quirky personality near your friends or like your lovers, it does not lead you to, again, sense of fulfillment in a long term. It could be even some form of dependable behavior, dependency from relationships. You might feel that you cannot act really sincere because people will not understand you, while in reality, because you are so deep. Like, you literally got space and faith in your, like, who you are really. The question that I asked Spirit before choosing pulling these cards was like, who group number 3 really is and what they need to know about them right now. What is the like important message for them? An important message for you, group number 3, is that you are the space. You are extremely deep. Obviously, all of us have soul. However, it's important to understand that not every person in this world, in this lifetime, will be able to dive deep into it and will be able to somehow demonstrate it outside. So your personality, some people could feel and think that you are really shallow, why it's like extremely opposite to who you really are. You are maybe the deepest person, as I said, in your circle, and you could think that you are the deepest person in your life. You never met someone as deep as you, and this is why you're trying to mask, and you're trying to, or you tried it before, maybe right now you already changed, but like it was big part of your personality, try to mask to be able to go with the mainstream. While you have your natural ability to go with the flow of your life, to go with the flow of like natural things, you know, and you experience in your life those periods when your intuition allowed you to go through maybe even all very difficult situations. You just knew what to do. However, it's really important. Also, Hyena recommends us that to have your energy in balance, you should be sober. It's really important. Sobriety will allow you, or already allowing you, to be more in connection with your intuition. And it's really important to listen to my intuition to be able to go with the flow, because when my energy of intuition is blocked with some substances, for example, and it's the biggest reason why people cannot hear their intuition, because we use literally poisonous substances. And for some of you, and for example for me, my poisonous substance is fat meat and caffeine and sugar, because I already sober from like alcohol and drugs for many years. But I know that for me, like other things are poisonous. And when I use them, I block my intuition so much. In moments when I go down on this spiral, I could not read even cards. And for me, it's so not unnatural. As a Pisces moon, for me, like being able to read cards, being able to connect with the spirit is the most natural thing ever. However, when I'm doing these actions, oppose my nature, obviously I cannot connect with that. And I want to tell you that being obsessed and afraid about relationships and is against your nature, because this card of Juno and partnership, yes, it warns you about this, that this balance could be, but again, it's the gift of this card is that you actually know how to balance. You have this deeper understanding that relationships is not the only way how you can do this. Moreover, you already understand that the healthier you are, the more you self-realized in your business, the healthier you are with your partners or with your friends. You already see this connection so strongly. It is that you still have this habit of maybe people pleasing, because it's difficult to fully erase this habit. You still have it sometimes, but I see that you're working on it, and it's more comfortable for you to be in partnerships than it was before. Interesting, and it's really cute that we have card of discomfort and comfort in your reading. And as I already said, that I really appreciate this card of discomfort. It tells us that when you are in a situation where you cannot use your talents, you go and learn something new that could help you to go through this situation of discomfort. And it's so strong and it's so cool. But also we have this beautiful card of comfort with this pink color, like heart color. And I see that it's part of your personality to seek comfort and to be able to create comfort in your life and in life of others. So it's like, it's always two opposite sides, you know? You have natural ability to create comfortable space around you. But when you are a little too obsessed and your energy is not aligned with your nature, you create discomfort in the cost of your personal comfort, obviously. But yeah, it's like you have this talent of hospitality. You know how, like when people come to your house, they always like compliment you, and they really enjoy company with you. And again, when your energy is high, when you are ready for this communication, you can be the best host ever. Maybe even thought about opening your coffee shop or hotel, something like this, because you know and you love this. Interesting, I wanted to mention that comfort connected to our heart chakra, obviously with pink color, and connected to compassion. And this card of compassion, it's a white color, but it's connected to 7th chakra in this oracle. It talks about the fact that your strongest part of your personality is connection to your 7th chakra, and your enlightenment lies in compassion. Because 7th and 4th chakra, they are both, sorry, I'm burping, energy is coming. They both based on compassion and love, both of those chakras. So the idea is that your enlightenment is based in your love and in your 4th chakra. It should be something that you should work on It should be really important. And this ghost, it talks about pasts, right? Ghosts from our pasts and how we, what relationships we have with those ghosts. And I see that, again, maybe in the past, maybe still sometimes, like ghosts from the past hunting you still. However, you have natural ability to appreciate them. You learned through going through many discomfort situations, you learn how to appreciate your past experience. And now maybe you even cannot say that you are embarrassed about something that you did before, because you did such deep work on self-compassion, right? On understanding why you did this, on maybe you did some ceremonies of forgiveness, first of all, of yourself. If you're still not in this place where you totally, well, totally is like, it's not the best word, to be honest, but fully accept yourself, at least you understand that you want to accept yourself. If you're not still in that place, this card of ghost right underneath of compassion, just telling me that you have all those skills inside you. You just need to foster them. You need to, don't be afraid to look in the eyes of your ghost of the past. It's part of your nature to learn from your past. Telling stories to others about what happened with your life can give you big insights on reality of the situation that happened before. And obviously fate, as I said, has a huge importance in your life. Look at this card of space. It's connected. It's black. And the question is, like, what do you feel when you look at this card? This is the main question, because if you feel not comfortable when you look at this space and you like imagine this darkness, right, emptiness, this means that you are really afraid of the unknown, of the future, what happened next, right? And the only solution for this fear is faith. There is no other solution. Because if I trust that everything goes as it should, that everything is aligned and like what I'm doing is the best thing that I could do right now, here and now, then unknown do not scares me so much. It becomes the field of possibilities for my life, where absolutely everything can happen, and all the best things also. And now I want to use the deck that I decided to choose today for the next part of the reading. Okay, let's see. Spirit, could you tell us, please, who group number 3 really are? What they should know about them, about their life, about their personality? What are important messages you have for them? And we have 6 of Pentacles, obviously, card of help. And it's important to understand that it's a card of help, and like not only giving help, but also receiving help. It's really important to receive help from others. King of Wands, Ace of Cups, 3 of Swords, the Tower, the Moon, Page of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, and Justice underneath. It was a harsh realization for you to understand that you cannot help, first of all, to everyone, and also that you also need help. Like, you thought that you're so strong and you can do absolutely everything because you went through so many shitty situations, but now you realize that you actually cannot do everything by yourself, and you have to learn how to trust others, that they can help you, and you have to learn how to ask for their help. Justice, like as an overall important energy here, this need for the truth. You could experience some suffering because people were not sincere with you, were not honest with you, and that could really hurt your feelings, because you always tried to be more sincere and more honest that they could give it to you. But it is important to understand that when we force someone to be as we want them to see, it's not really the best justice in the world. And if you see that some person is closing from you or it's closed from you and don't want to open themselves, you should not blame them, and also should not blame yourself. It's not your fault that they are not opening for you enough, but it could be your fault that you are judging and you're trying to stay in the situation longer than it should be. Three of Swords also above the Seven of Pentacles. I see here that you sometimes really greedy, and you feel betrayed by the fact that like your gifts do not grow so fast as you would like them to grow, gifts or fruits of your work, right? So Seven of Pentacles is about waiting. We already did what we had to do, and the only thing that is left for us, maybe like literally giving some water to our plants, right? Waiting while they will bloom. But above we have this Three of Swords, and it's like this, like, why I should wait? What? Why? Why everyone has already got this, but I still not? This is a big pain in your soul, and Spirit giving me this information to just remind you that, first of all, it's okay to cry and it's okay to experience this pain. But second, what is also really important, you have to come back to your faith and compassion in these moments, and you have to ask yourself, while I'm blaming and like judging and like have all those negative fantasizing, am I acting from compassion towards myself, towards my soul, towards my inner child, towards my mental state, like towards all those things inside me? Am I actually acting from compassion? Okay, even if I still didn't receive what I really want to receive with this life, I believe that you'll continue living, and I believe that you continue working on yourself, because we already saw in the previous part of the reading that going through discomfort is part of your personality, being lovable, trying to fulfill yourself. This is you and your part of overall your being, and you'll continue moving forward even if it's painful and you're crying right now. So it's part of like greediness here in the play, and this greediness do not serve you well, and you have to learn and understand it, that the process is already important thing of your life, not only the result, you know. I know it could sound cheesy because it's something that many people say, but we need to hear some truth millions of times, and every time we become more and more aware of them. I believe in this. With King of Wands and the Moon, I see here that you're still not sure about your power. You're still like, you know, it's there, you feel it sometimes, because like King of Wands is this archetype of a person who knows how to achieve what they want, and they will never stop while they not achieve it. And they are not overworker or overthinker. Here is the important part of the archetypes of kings. They know how to use their powers, and they don't suffer from their actions because they're so experienced and they already learned everything that it should do to be able to have balance in their life while they're achieving their goals. So I see here that this King of Wands energy is your energy. This fire, this passion, and knowledge. However, because we have the moon that's reinforcing this card, it's like this feeling that I'm not really sure that it's there. I don't really know how to use it. What if I'm like not strong? What if I'm, as they said, if someone judged you before, like, what if I'm not talented? What if it's not mine? So many uncertainty because you overthink about it, and you really need this trust in yourself. Because again, you know what I realized about trusting in yourself, believing in yourself. It's this thing that truth in some way you cannot really predict the future. However, trusting in myself and believing myself is actually looking back and realizing that no matter how difficult it was, I still were able to go through all this shit. So trust is not about future, it's more about conscious understanding of the past. And after I started to realize that I actually did all of this, in moments when I was so sick and so weak, when I was literally dying, literally from like disease, for example, I still went through this and I was able to heal. So right now, why wouldn't I be able to do it again? And slowly but surely, I started to build this trust in my powers. Like my ego didn't want to accept the fact that I'm powerful. But just looking back on the results of my life and understanding that just going through something, no matter what results I got, just going through something is already extremely powerful. And the fact that I'm still here means that I am powerful. Maybe it could help you to accept your powers. With Ace of Cups and Page of Swords, it's such an interesting combination, to be honest. Because I feel here that sometimes you fight with your feelings, and this part of you that create this fight inside you, it's actually a precious part of you, because this is something that can allow you to, again, push through something. Like if you will learn how to turn it against your enemies rather than against your allies, that's exactly the part of you who helps you to go through, as I think I'm repeating myself, but that's okay, to go through your comfort zones, to push through them, to break them. Because Page of Swords is not only about wanting to fight, but it's about wanting to fight for the truth. This is really important. This is so important with Page of Swords. And it also could talk about extremely high interests. Like I'm so interested again in knowing the truth, right? And I'm so interested in learning what's actually happening. And you could have this big interest in emotions overall, in emotions of others people, in emotions of yourselves. And it could be if you, what we saw in the previous part of the reading, right? You think that it's really important to sometimes comfort and please others. It could be that you empath or just overall person who pays a lot of attention and to analyzing of actions of others, of feelings of others, and your own feelings. And again, it's always two sides, as I said before. When it's too much, it becomes something painful. When you can control it and when you can enjoy this process of learning about emotions and people and how they work, how you work, this could be your most powerful tool in your life of achieving your goals. And let's go to the next part of the reading with more additional oracle cards for you. Let's see what additional information, okay, Spirit has for you. What you should know about yourself and home. Oh, like, I think it's not additional, it's more like clarification of what I already said, and closure. So interesting. So obviously, like home is so important for you, and maybe this is why you trying to comfort others sometimes, many times in your life, right? But I also said before about this feeling of comfort near you that you create around you, and your home is so cool. Your friends or like people who close to you, they really appreciate visiting your home. You know how to make it cozy, and you know how to be a good host, as I said before. With closure, important part of the challenge of your life was to learn how to let go. And this is some of those lessons that could last all our life long, because every time when you experience this need for closure, it's a new situation every time still. So you learn about this from different millions different perspectives. But the good news is that it's easier and easier every time if you appreciate this experience and if you learn from it. And if you don't blame yourself and don't judge yourself for the fact that you have to close this situation or other people in this situation. It's cool that it's this card on the right, and here we had this card of discomfort, right? And so many times going through and breaking through my comfort zone, meaning close something that already doesn't work for me. So I believe that it's like it's a good support from spirit telling you that the pain that you're experiencing when you close some relationships maybe, or close some workplace, or close some your harmful behavior, this pain is part of the process, and you're doing absolutely everything right. You're doing it right. And you can learn how to close those things without suffering. You just need to maybe put it as your goal for some time, how to learn it. The grandmothers, remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. Interesting. You have this contact with your, especially motherly line here, and maybe it's a good suggestion for you to learn, if you don't know about your grandmothers, to learn about them, or if it's possible for you to contact with them in physical world or in spiritual world. There could be some rituals that can help you do this. Once I did this psychological, it was not a psychodrama, it was a little different, but the idea was close to this, if you know this technique. But basically, I chose people from the crowd that was in this place there right now, and I assigned them roles. For example, you would be my mom, you would be my dad, you'd be like me. And this is really interesting. Oh, obviously, I have editor. I will write down, like I will write on the screen what's the name of the technique that I used. I did it in Russia. I'm not really sure if it's like workable in other countries. But the idea is that those people whom I choose as an actors, they literally tap into the energy of those real people, and they show really, really interesting insights, and they move and they talk from the perspective of those roles that they were assigned to. And there I were able to communicate with my grandma, for example, that passed away many years ago. And there I started to realize why I have such a huge problems in my relationships, because I hold, and it's my task to heal our ancestral trauma about relationships. Because, for example, my grandma rose in the situation of poverty, then there was the war, and she just were not able to love the person whom she wanted to love, and all her life she had to stay with men who just were comfortable in some way, and somehow they were violent. So yeah, it's a difficult situation. And maybe if you will try to tap into the history of your grandmothers, what's actually happened with their life, you might gain such a big understanding about what's happening right now in your life, because we follow the steps of our ancestors, and sometimes it is our turn to heal this ancestral trauma. Also, we have for you activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you led. Oh my god, I actually felt so scared right now. I was scared by this card. We just talked about the space card in the beginning of your reading. If you're still here, you're watching this, I so much want you to comment on this. I so much want to understand. It's so important. Okay, sorry, so many emotions. I was so scared. I literally felt like my heart stopped beating. The void. Stop. Embrace winter. Great cosmic womb. So scary. Why? I saw this card so many times, but it's first time that it actually had such a huge impact on me. Okay, let's go. It's a huge message from Spirit right now to you. Maybe it's something that you need to hear, but stop. Stop. If you wanted to have a sign, this is your sign. Stop it. And you know what I'm talking about. Whew. Yeah, sorry. It's the first time I had such an impact in a reading. You could be really afraid of the new beginning, of the unknown, what might happen with me if I'll stop this, if I'll close this, what will happen if I go away, what will happen if I let it go. You could be really, really afraid of it. But on the other side, Spirit is here, you are here listening to those messages, right? So trust it's okay. You don't know and you should not know. Sometimes when we try to find answers and Spirit is silent, this is the answer, and it meaning that you have to trust and go forward even without knowing what might happen. Power places, ley lines, and another phrase, trust where you're led. If these feelings of fear are connected to moving somewhere, moving your place or moving your job, changing geographically something, then exactly this is a suggestion that you should trust where you led. Your intuition, your soul gave you this. Oh my God, I just saw beautiful, this big butterfly, yellow butterfly. I also trust that it was a beautiful message for you here. It's a part of your transformation. It's a part of your path. You decided to choose this, trust in it, and go for it. This is so important. And now I really understand that maybe you actually work with some deep and maybe for some scary energies here. And I just feel a suggestion from Spirit that don't forget about grounding. Visit your power places, choose and find them. Power places is something like is those places where you can relax and even where you become really sleepy. It's just a quick explanation, but you can Google about them. And you need to clean and clear your energy, and you need to recharge, because if you work with the energies that could be harmful, it's your job to defend yourself from them. Don't be reckless. Even if you're a powerful mystic or basically a person who works with subtle energies, even if you're talented, it doesn't mean that you can avoid precautions and like rules. Oh, it's beautiful, so beautiful butterfly, so big. And we also have for you manifestation. What you seek is seeking you. And this is just another big support. I know that we had the question for this reading, like who you are really. And you are a manifester. You are someone who creates their universe. But then on the other side, it's also another supporting message for you from the universe. So what you seek is seeking you. You're doing everything right. Your higher self and your like something more deeper than just your mind, they are more powerful than your mind, even if you think the opposite. And you might remember that actually everything is always working out for you. Maybe it takes some time to realize it, but in the end, you always think that it was for the best. Well, again, as I said in the previous part of the reading, if you thought this before, then why shouldn't it be like this time? Trust that it's everything that should be in your life. Whew, that was emotional. Oh my God, I'm so glad that I did your reading like right in the morning when I have so much energy, because now I need to rest, definitely. And I really, really want to hear from you. This is one of the most interesting readings in my life. And you also can left your request for the next readings in the comment section. And I just want to remind you that absolutely every comment from you, and of course likes and subscription, really help to grow my channel. And this is my dream, to be full-time reader on YouTube. And also do personal readings. Link would be down below. And thank you for being with me here, group number 3. I'll see you next readings. Bye.